Welcome to the world of probiotic foods. This is Cultured Food Life with your host, Donna Schwenk.
Welcome, everybody, and thanks for joining me. Today, we're going to be talking about the kraut connection. And there's something magical that happens when you take a humble head of cabbage, some salt, and a little thyme. It bubbles and transforms into this probiotic-rich food that has been healing and nourishing people for centuries. But now, thanks to some remarkable new research, we're learning just how powerful this fermented food can be in protecting our gut in ways we never really fully understood until now. I have seen fermented sauerkraut change lives, especially within my own family and myself. I've watched it soothe digestion, calm inflammation, and even help people tolerate food they couldn't eat before. And now the science is starting to catch up with what I've known for years, and many of us have already witnessed firsthand in our kitchens and our body. Your gut barrier has a lining that is like a protective wall between the outside world and your inner body. It's made of tightly joined cells that decide what gets in and what stays out. But when the wall becomes damaged, whether by stress, processed foods, antibiotics, or chronic inflammation, it becomes leaky, and that's when problems start. In this new study published in Environmental Microbiology, scientists looked at how fermented cabbage or sauerkraut can protect the gut lining when it's under attack by inflammatory compounds. And what they found is so exciting, I can't wait to share it with you. In this study, researchers used human gut cells exposed to inflammatory triggers, the kind that your body produces when it's under stress. Then they treat the cells with extracts from both raw and fermented cabbage. Only the fermented version sauerkraut protected the gut barrier. Raw cabbage and even just the sauerkraut brine didn't have the same effect. It was the whole fermented cabbage that made the difference. That's because fermentation doesn't just preserve cabbage, it transforms it. Through fermentation, cabbage develops a whole library of powerful metabolites, bioactive compounds that you just don't get from raw vegetables. And the researchers found that 300 unique substances in sauerkraut, including lactic acid, amino acids, derivatives like GABA, interleukin-3 lactate, and D-phenolactate, these help strengthen the gut lining, support nervous system functions, and even regulate inflammation. And I have seen that personally in my own body. Now, here's something really interesting. When the researchers isolated just a few compounds and tested them alone, they only had partial protective effects. But when the whole fermented cabbage was used, with all the beneficial compounds working together, the gut cells were fully protected. This is what I've always felt in my heart. The wisdom of a whole living food is greater than the sum of their parts. Nature always knows best. So if you've ever made a batch of sauerkraut at home, you already know how alive it is. The fizz, the tang, the vibrant flavor, it's bubbling with life. And it turns out those bubbles are more than just a fun kitchen experiment. They're part of what makes this food so good for you. If you're starting out, begin with 1 tablespoon a day, especially if you're new to fermented foods. Eat it with meals to hype digestion and feed those good microbes that are already in your gut. Always choose the live traditional fermented sauerkraut that you can get it at health food stores, and you can also, the best is to make it at home with bicultures and with cabbage that you chop and make yourself. But if you want to get some from the stores, there are a few brands out there that have living cultures in them. You get in the refrigerated section. I'll say live cultures on the back. For nearly 2 decades, I've been eating fermented foods and sharing them with my family and watching them work miracles in myself, my family, and others. This study is just one more beautiful reminder that we're on the right track. Fermented foods are our body's allies. They don't just pass through, they interact with you, they teach your gut, and they restore what modern life has tried to take away. So the next time you see that bubbling jar of kraut on your counter, know this. You are holding something powerful, something ancient, and something deeply healing, and something that not only can heal your gut, but can heal many other problems within the body. And I have tons of articles about that very thing. They can help with food poisoning, any kind of stomach distress, The juice from sauerkraut is so effective. If you can't eat something, it works really, really well. Now, here's another bonus that I want to tell you about. Kimchi, which is a fermented food too, and it's made with kraut. Usually tend to use Napa cabbage in this one, but you can use regular kraut. But it is superfood for weight loss and the gut microbiome. Now, there's another exciting study that gives fermented cabbage another moment in the spotlight, and this time, kimchi and its remarkable ability to support weight management. And a critical trial published in the Journal of Functional Foods, conducted by the World Institute of Kimchi in collaboration with Pusan National University Hospital, put this to the test. 90 overweight adults with a BMI of 23 to 30 kgs was given freeze-dried kimchi powder capsules, about 3 grams per meal, equivalent to 60 grams of actual kimchi daily for 12 weeks. Compared to a placebo group, the people eating the kimchi capsules experienced an average of 2.6% reduction in body fat, while the placebo group gained about 4.7% body fat. Now, beyond shedding fat, the kimchi group showed positive shifts in their gut microbiome, an increase in the friendly Akkermansia muciniphila, that's the bacteria that protects your gut lining, and also a drop in inflammation associated with protobacteria, which is often linked to a better metabolic balance. This makes kimchi not just a flavorful condiment, but a functional fermented food that works on multiple levels, nurturing gut bacteria, supporting metabolism, and potentially easing body fat. Now, the takeaway from these studies is the capsules were made with freshly fermented kimchi, then freeze-dried to retain its probiotic and bioactive compounds. The dose used in the study, 180 grams a day of kimchi or 60 grams in a meal, is well within the range of what someone would eat with a meal, traditionally, especially in Korea, where kimchi is a daily staple. The health benefits, fat loss, gut microbiome improvement, and reduced inflammation are attributed to the whole matrix of fermented kimchi, just not the isolated compounds. So yes, if you're eating raw, unpasteurized kimchi, the kind bubbling with life that you make in your kitchen, you are likely to get all of the same benefits. And perhaps even more, since nothing has been processed or dried. The fermentation process naturally creates bioactive peptides, post-probiotics, and probiotics that interact and synergistically to support your metabolism and your microbiome. And if you make kimchi at home, or you buy a fresh refrigerated version, not pasteurized, the ones that are, say, live cultures on it, you're going to be giving your body the same tools used in this study. Living microbes, natural enzymes, and protective plant compounds. And I love adding a tablespoon or two to lunch or dinner. It lights up your taste buds, your gut, all at once. And we do a lot with kimchi. I make kimchi pickles, and I'm going to put a lot of recipes in my article, which you can find on my website at Cultured Food Life if you'd like to see all my kraut recipes and all of my kimchi recipes. There is just so many benefits in fermented vegetables, be it cabbage, kimchi, or any fermented vegetable. Cabbage seems to be the strongest one that seems to bring about the most benefits, but I can't believe the difference when I have it, when I don't. And I want to tell you something about the benefits of the special bacteria that's in cultured kraut and kimchi and all cultured vegetables, Lactobacillus plantarum. It's super powerful, but it's also a transient bacteria, so it doesn't last in the body very long. So that means it'll last maybe 3 to 5 days, maybe less. Usually it lasts 3 days or longer, and then it exits the body. But when it exits the body, it takes the pathogenic bacteria with it. It attracts it. That bacteria in the body attracts those harmful microorganisms to themselves, and then it exits the body through the colon, and you need to eat it a couple of times a week to really get the benefits, or every day. You can just have a spoonful. You don't need a ton. You can have the juice. You can have the brine. All of it's really powerful. It's very effective in killing candida. That's one of the things it does extremely well. and that has powerful compounds that other things don't have. And actually, kefir has a little bit of Lactobacillus plantarum in it. It has many other strains. It has 50 plus strains, but it does have, that is one of the ones it has in it, as well as many others. But vegetables mostly just have that specific bacteria in it. It's why you can't really ferment vegetables. Like you can use kefir whey to ferment vegetables, but you can't use yogurts and things because it doesn't contain that. Like yogurt whey, many people want to use that too, but it doesn't have that special bacteria that vegetables need. And you want that bacteria in your life, let me tell you, because it helps keep everything in balance. It keeps harmful pathogens at bay. It helps with candida. And you want a lot more of it than, for instance, it's in kefir, but it's not nearly as strong as it is in cabbage and kimchi and pickles and all those wonderful cultured vegetables. It is a very, very powerful bacterium that really can change your life in so many ways. I absolutely love it. I drink a lot. I have when I'm making dinner, I'm either eating pickles or I'm eating a jar of jicama that's fermented with that bacteria that I love. I'm always eating that sometimes when I get super hungry because it really helps me, but it also is a way to get that special superpower bacteria in my body that helps me in so many ways. It balances me out pretty powerfully, and it's fabulous if you're sick or have any kind of stomach distress. You want the juice from it because usually you can't eat it if you're sick, but it will calm it down in 10-15 minutes. It's pretty impressive, and I get a lot of emails about that, and I've seen it in my own personal family and my friends who have used this for many things, any kind of stomach distress. This is what you want, and it lasts like 9 months in your fridge. It's just something you want to keep in there, and especially use if you're sick or have stomach distress of any kind. So I will link all this to my recipes on my website so you can check it all out, because we have lots of easy ways to make these. Guys, this is just new. It's not hard. You're basically just chopping up cabbage. You can make a simple cabbage thing. Chop up cabbage. You can put whatever you want in it or just leave it plain. Add some salt because that drops the pH. And that's in all my recipes, how much to use. And then add a culture to make it super strong. Fermented vegetables will make Lactobacillus plantarum by itself without a culture, but it will not be as strong and won't last as long. And you need to make sure you use enough salt to drop that pH and keep it safe. And you can always reuse the brine to make another batch, but it's very, very powerful. It's something you should have in your fridge because it doesn't just help with the things I'm talking about today. There's a myriad of things that it helps with. And it will make a huge difference in your life. And it's fun and easy to make. You just let it sit on the counter for a few days with your culture submerged under water, and anywhere from 3 to 6 days, depending on which recipe you're doing. Kraut usually takes at least 6 days. Other vegetables only take 3, like pickles. And then place in your fridge where it will last many, 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 many months. And it will be something that will be a food like medicine in your fridge. You got to have it in there. It makes all the difference. So thanks for listening, guys, and we will talk to you next time.